how quick this is. Right, that's working. That's working. That's also working. That's work. Mute that. Callum, how you doing? Can you hear me right? Yeah, audio is good. Lovely. Okay. That's a checkbox. That's but Twitch is not working. Why is Twitch not working? Oh no, Twitch is working. Wonderful. Right. Now the question is, can I see the chat? Yes, I can. Wonderful. Right, let's move that over here. Let's move that over there. Right. Shawnee boy, how you doing? Right. Just waiting on Instagram. And then we're ready. And then we're nearly live. And I can take that off because it looks like the audio is all good. Shawnee boy, thank you for the likes. Always appreciated. Right, let's get that. Docs. Twitch, yeah, we got all that, we got all that, we got all that. How's everyone doing? Get boosting the live up in the algorithm. Yeah, absolutely, Shawnee boy. Evan, how you doing? MK don't sell Clinique. It's a waste of time. How much is this profit? That's the US account. That's about 25 to 30% is gross profit. Something like that. Do you do Amazon yourself, Aaron? YG, how you doing? Travis, for a complete beginner, how should I start learning the basics, or should I just go head first? I'll probably do a bit of both. I'd spend quite a lot of time researching which model of Amazon you want to do. So, are you going to do wholesale? Are you going to do RA, etc., etc., and then start to do some research on it. Yeah. Good at star accountant, TikTok. Nice, good stuff, Evan. Well, Aaron, you can start with not a lot of money with Amazon. That's the good thing about Amazon, is you can start with not a lot of money. So I started with secondhand books, and all right, I did have a decent chunk of money to start with. But in terms of Shawnee boy, thank you for the heart me's, much appreciated. But in terms of secondhand books, you can start with £100, like quite comfortably, because you're going to be buying books for £1-2 at a time, and then yeah, scale from there, because you're going to make really good margins on books, and that's how I started. Travis, struggling to find accountants. I mean, I can potentially give you my accountant. They are e-commerce specialists, but I've literally signed on with them this week. So, yeah, literally signed on with them this week. So give it a few weeks and I'll let you know how they're going, probably by the end of the month, and then I can probably let you know. Yeah, or Evan. Evan is also an accountant, and he knows Amazon as well. Luke's, yeah, what's your favourite sourcing method? Mine, personally, is I'll use Helium 10. I'll use the filters within Helium 10, and then I'll essentially find the opportunity within the search results of Helium 10, then do my analysis of the product that way, and then I'll then go and find the supplier for said product after that. Instagram is not working. So let's try it on and off. See if that one. No, I don't do any OA. Let's leave the lid off that. Doesn't look like Instagram wants to work today. Live. Amazon, public, next. Copy, copy. Go live. Can I see? No, it's only going to tell me in here, isn't it? 11. Okay, that's fine. YouTube, Twitch, X. Yeah, it's just Instagram's not having it. Let's see if we can fix that. What do you recommend start selling first? Second-hand books, Daniel. Always second-hand books. Try Instagram again. See if we can get that going. How much in gross profit would you say? Ah, there we go. Right, noted on Instagram. Know what I'm doing now. How much in gross profit would you say is decent on a 4K sales per day? I'd say, well, it depends what model you're doing, YG. So I'm going to presume you're doing wholesale. So if you're doing wholesale, I'd say 700 quid. Gross profit on that, that'd be about 15%. Just under, well, that'd be about 17%. So, yeah, 700 to 800 quid would be sort of the low ball. Anything above that would be pretty decent. Right. We're live across 5 even. FBA Ash, how you doing? How's your European travels been? I can safely say I've never done a European trip in a day. I used to do quite a lot of travelling with work, but that would be sort of a 2-3 day trip. But I've never done a day thing. Yeah, I can imagine. That was a long day, like very long day. And you went from Stansted as well, so you're obviously up north, so you got to travel down for that as well. Soif Ali, yes, I sell in the US and the UK. I just couldn't be bothered to change my sales that I showed last week on this week's. As I was watching someone on YouTube before I jumped on here. So yes, you're stuck with my last week's. What's the word? Screenshot, but it's gone up about 10k since last week. Well, let's have I'll have a look actually. We'll have a look. We'll do live. What does it say? It says 462.8. If I do, Last 12 months. We're at 473. There you go. Oh, no. Come back. Yeah, there you go. There's the updated version. 473. So, another 10k in the last week or so. Corrie, Cheltenham is going absolutely horrific. Been absolutely ruined by the bookies. Jeff, I do wholesale, unique bundles, and private label. Where do you get products and how to get ungated? You get products from suppliers, so distributors, brands, wholesalers, and you get ungated by providing, generally as a rule of thumb, by providing an invoice for 10 units. Is it a long process to start selling in the US if based in the UK? It's not a long process, but it can be quite expensive. Spoke to Anchor, I believe his name. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, Callum. So Anchor was my really nice guy, get him on WhatsApp as well. Get his WhatsApp because he will not badger you, but he will be on to you from a wholesale perspective. YG, I wouldn't be trying to be on credit to take so you can take lower margins. Just try and do it to the highest margin possible. Alid, I've had an accountant who's a generic accountant. So they do normal accountancy, they do e-commerce accountancy, and I've found out that they've made a few mistakes because they don't understand how Amazon FBA works. So I've actually moved to an e-commerce specialist recently. Literally, I signed up with them last week. So I'm hopefully going to be able to share who they are in the next few weeks, etc. Once I've got up to speed with them. Tom, best place to learn PPC for unique bundles? So that's a good question, Tom. So honestly, I don't think you really need to be paying anyone to do PPC on unique bundles because your most of your keywords are going to be related to the brand that you're selling. So this is generally how I do it. And if you're starting with PPC for unique bundles, is set up an auto campaign to do a tenner a day on whatever your unique bundle product is. And then after a couple of weeks, go into the keywords or the search terms that have been either successful or not successful. The ones that have been not successful, negative target those. The ones that have been successful, negative target those in the auto campaign as well, but then break them out and put them into their own exact match campaign, and then give them 5 to 10 quid a day, the same bid that you were getting, or should we say same CPC that you were getting on the auto, and then just keep breaking it out like that. And that's the easiest way to do it. Nice, good stuff, Callum. Good stuff. What's a good product to start? Whatever sells well. Louis, how you doing? Alan, no, I wouldn't say it's normal to get. I wouldn't bother getting 2 accountants. Definitely don't get 2 accountants because if you are going to be filing VAT returns, etc., they have to. Only one of them can have authority to do that. So just get one accountant who can focus on whatever your original business is. Oh, Holly and Louis are here now. That's that's a good thing. I'm not trying to be on lower margins. You know how price tankers are. Yeah, and also my warehouse costs are like. Okay, good stuff. What good stuff. Tom, exact. So move performing keywords or phrases that are performing well. Move them into their own exact match campaign. And I don't see any harm in doing broad and phrase on that same key term. So if your key term was, I don't know, lip balm, for example, do it on broad and phrase for lip balm as well, and just test it. Because at the end of the day, there's no exact formula to get advertising completely correct all the time. It's always an ongoing thing which you're going to be continuously reviewing, and you're never going to be it's never going to be a case of you just leave it and go, and you're never going to turn it off either. So it's just something you've always got to be reviewing on a regular basis. Callum, have you sourced from Japan? No, I haven't. I haven't sourced from Japan, Callum. Guthor, yeah, there's a link in my bio if you want mentoring. There's group mentoring available. There's, I think, 1 spot left. Yeah, 1 spot left, I think. Right. Okay, that's all good. No problem, Tom. That's what we're here for, giving away the free information every Thursday evening. Yeah, exactly, Callum. And that's where a lot of most Amazon sellers are lazy. Like, frankly, most Amazon sellers are lazy. They want the easy way out. They see people like me showing these incredible figures down below and go, "Oh, this must be easy." Just go on to Harrison's Direct or Jones Wholesale, order from there, and you make all your profit. But in reality, the harder it is to get an account with a supplier or a brand or a distributor, the more likely it is you're going to make a lot of margin from it. Alec, no, I do predominantly. So the figures below. So the US, I don't do any private label in the US yet. I'm trying to launch a private label product in the US, but most of that is a mixture of wholesale and unique bundles. In the UK is all private label except one wholesale listing. Yeah, that's exactly where we are. Ryan, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Tips on getting better ranking for my product. So first support of call is review your keywords that you've got on your listing. So if you're doing private label, you need to be reviewing your keywords on your listing on a mildly regular basis. But go and look at the top 10 competitors for your main product and then plug them into Cerebro and Helium 10. Get their top keywords and then make sure those keywords or phrases are within your listing. That'd be the first port of call I'd do. YG, yeah, I mean, can't complain about that. Louis secured a freight contract this week. Nice, good stuff. Shorty boy, thank you for the 100 flame hearts. Much appreciated. Sandra, I've been doing this 4 and a bit years. Alid, I'm trying to think what's the honest way to say it is private label is far more challenging. Like far more challenging, but it can be better returns, yes. But then at the same time, I'd argue unique bundle and wholesale could also be really, really good. So it just depends which model of Amazon you want to do, how much capital you've got, how much time you've got, etc. Guthor, no, keywords for your listing, not PPC, just your listing. Like, people always think, oh, if my private label product's not performing, I should look at my PPC first. No, look at your listing first. What are your keywords and your key phrases that you've got within your listing, and are they relevant to what people are searching for? So if you're selling, I don't know, lip balm, if you haven't got lip balm or lip protect or whatever, what's this thing? This is derma intensive. If you haven't got those keywords in your listing, then you're going to struggle anyway. Lols Bros, are you selling a course? No. Sandra, you accepting new mentees? Yeah, I've got one more spot available for March. An example of a unique bundle that you no longer sell but did well. Oh, Sniper, that's a good question. I'm not selling anything. I'm not. Well, lol bros. I don't sell a course. I sell live mentoring with me. Like a course is pre-recorded. None of my stuff's pre-recorded. Yeah, Sniper, I don't think I've got a unique bundle that I'm not selling more that did well, because all my unique bundles are still selling pretty well. Apparently my live contains alcohol or tobacco. Right, so, right, clearly there's that. They're looking at that. I love TikTok. Love TikTok live. Sandra, it depends what model of Amazon you want to do. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Dan. I'm just I'm trying to recover from a stomach bug at the moment, but we're getting there. How do I make sure my PPC is always profitable? Doing your keyword research is honestly the main answer. Making sure that you do your keyword research on your top 10 competitors, the competitors in your category, and any other competitors that might be competing with your product. Making sure that you've got those in your listing and you're then bidding on the same keywords as well. That's going to make sure you're as profitable as you can be. Then you've obviously got bits like you're looking at your conversion. So have you got A+ content? What are your images like? What are your bullet points like, etc.? Is selling on the US market complicated? To a certain degree, yeah. Alid, so on the mentoring, it's 1 to 5 people. So there's me, and then there'll be you plus 4 others. And then there's 8 to 10 weeks of live mentoring, as it would be with me, taking you from setting up your Amazon business and your limited company and your business bank account, all the way to sending your first shipment in, and then continue to expand from there. And then, yeah, you get support for then 12 months from me directly via WhatsApp, etc. But yeah, so, and it's all recorded, and then I send it to you each one off. I send each recording to you after each session as well. Dan, no, I've never even been on Vinted, if I'm honest. I know quite a lot of people who use it. I've got quite a lot of family members who utilize Vinted as well, but no, I've never sold it before, if I'm honest. Sold on it. Guthor, mentoring is £1,000. Mr. Popper, do you sell in UK or USA? I do both. Armet, the figures below, no, all wholesale and unique bundles. No, it's a very important topic. There is absolutely going to be a LAN week this year. 5th of July. Make sure you go and check out the YouTube channel where I'm recording the podcast for that straight after this. The weekly podcast that we do for that. But yeah, absolutely. Best advice from switching from FBM to FBA. I've never done FBM, so I can't really comment, if I'm honest. Best advice would be probably start dipping your toe in. So focus on ASINs where you think you can win a fair amount of the buy box from an FBA perspective, and then send those in on FBA first and just test the waters, as it would be, and then just ramp it up from there, if that makes sense. Because if I've already set up my limited company, already started selling for a while, etc. I'm guessing you got a second part to that question, but I just need help getting on my feet. Does your mentorship include that? Yeah, in theory, yeah. Obviously, like the first week or so will probably be irrelevant because you obviously set it up, but unless everyone else of the other 4 people are at the same point of view, same point as you are, yeah, absolutely though. YG, what's your daily profit look like UK and US? UK is really low at the moment. I'm barely selling anything in the UK. Sold, I've only got like 1 or 2 ASINs live, so profit in the UK only 20-30 quid a day, something like that. US depends how big the day is. Let's look at this. I just look at the sales in the last. If I look at the last sales for the last month, so if I do this month. So we've averaged probably 1.5k a day, roughly. Yeah, 1.5k a day in sales. So profit on that would be about $500 to $700 in profit. Yeah, $500 to $700 in profit a day as a minimum. So good day. So the biggest day this month we've had is about 2.7. So that'll be probably about $1,000 profit, something like that. How do you sell in the USA market? Just open up a US marketplace and away you go. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but yeah, it's just like opening up any other market. So if you want to go and sell in Germany or France or Japan or Australia, no, I mean, so UK, Ducas. It doesn't matter where you're based. You can sell in every single market globally from being in the UK. It's just how do you get whatever product you're selling to those fulfillment centers and to the customers, etc. Guthor, so The live teaching will last roughly 8 to 10 weeks, something like that, and then you'll get ongoing support from me for up to 12 months. Evan, how did you set up your LLC? Oh God, I can't actually remember. This was like the best part of 2 years ago. No, it's gone. That's the difference with the wholesale. I got to make 4K to make 600 quid profit. Yeah, but this is the thing, YG. Like, if you find the right wholesale product, so like I found a wholesale product this week and I'm testing it. So I bought 12 units from a supplier. I've got it at £51 per unit, and I can sell it for 160. It will make about 60 to 70 pounds profit per unit, and that's just a test. So you can still do it with wholesale. Mr. Popo, just send me a DM on here. Ducas, no worries, no worries. Evan, I honestly, like, Evan, when you get to my age, because I'm 41 this year, Evan, I can barely remember what I did 41 days ago, let alone 2 years ago. John P, I'm here every week. Did you work with a distributor we spoke about last live for a Red Tool brand named... a couple of ASINs, Callum. A couple of ASINs, but nothing big. Yeah, a couple of ASINs. Dukas, thank you for the follow. Fred, I'm waiting on one more person to sign up. Then I'll send emails out to make payment. And then as soon as 5 people have made payment, I'll then close it. And then I will then message everyone individually. And then away we go. So if we get those people today, I'll send the emails out tomorrow morning. And away we go. Arturus, I do private label, wholesale, and unique bundles. Yeah, Evan, exactly. Higher ticket, higher barrier to entry, exactly. And this is one of the more expensive products that I'm testing from a wholesale point of view, because my view is, if I test products that are, excuse me, I've got the hiccups. If I test products that are really expensive, people who are just starting aren't going to touch it. So these have cost me a 51 quid a unit. I bought 12, so it's cost me 600 quid. Most people are starting with 600 quid in terms of their entire budget. But I look at this as just a test. If it sells well, it sells about 100 times a month on the listing, and there's about 2 or 3 sellers. So I don't expect it to sell huge volumes. I might be able to sell 10 or 15 a month. But if I can make sort of 60 quid profit per unit, away you go. Mr. Popper, why only 5? Because then it's more intimate is the right word. So I don't want to be doing it to 10, 15, 20, 25 people, because there'll be people who won't be comfortable speaking in front of that amount of people. I'd rather there be 5 people, because then they can build a mini community in themselves, and there's only 5 people, including me, on the call. Most people should be fine asking any questions if they're not that so way inclined. Fred, you can sign up, link in my bio. Someone asked me a question earlier. Where was it? Evan, there you go. You asked me, how do you learn to speak to camera? Honestly, Evan, I just started doing it. I didn't teach myself. I didn't do any learning. I literally just started going live and had no inclination of what I was doing. I just started going live because there was some idiots talking about Amazon where they frankly don't have a clue. So I just made the conscious decision, right, I'm going to go live, just see what people ask me, see who come in, see what questions they ask, what comments they've got, what problems they've got, and just try and speak to them that way. How much net profit percentage? What, on the figures below? I couldn't tell you net profit. I can tell you gross profit. Gross profit will be about 25-30%. But I've got to stop playing with that. TikTok thinks it's Evan, I've heard that you don't need 1,000 followers to go live anymore. Apparently, Louis, how's Trump affecting you? Not. Well, I've seen a little bit in terms of a couple of costs go up, but like nothing majorly horrific at the moment. Steph with the PH, I love that name. I'm new and gaining everything. I've been finding some good items doing RA, and it's frustrating. Yeah, and when you're starting stuff, absolutely, you will be gated on majority of products. There'll be a lot of stuff where you look at it and you go, no, I can't get ungated. So just try and ungate on everything, and you will get somewhere you can ungate where you just got to answer some questions or watch a video, or do multiple choice, for example. And eventually you'll just start being able to get ungated more and more stuff. But you will have to obviously ungate on certain brands utilizing an invoice from a supplier. The Night Owl, would you say anything from 10 to 15% net margin on the figure below is about right? Yeah, I'd say it's about right. What's your profit margins? It's about 25-30% on that figure below me. I was watching Amazon Professionals, their courses are very expensive, 3,000 above. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to. I mean, I think £1,000 that I charge is quite expensive, but I view it as okay. If it's 8 to 10 hours of my time, if I charge £1,000, that's what 80 odd quid, 80, 90 quid per hour, which I think is reasonable. It's not hugely expensive. It's not cheap either, but I think it's reasonable, and given I've been doing it for 4 and a bit years, I've managed the biggest account on Amazon, I can justify charging that. But I've seen the most expensive I've seen is about $8,500 for one course. Is the product you're testing of a heard of brand? I've never heard of it. It's a brand, and I checked out their website, and in that niche they seem to be pretty good, but I've never heard of the brand or the type of product, Evan. John P. UK Amazon's just dropping off a cliff at the moment because I've sold out of most stuff, and I've also binned off one of my private label products. So yeah, revenue wise in the UK, honestly not a lot. I want to say maybe 5-6 grand. No, not even that. £3,500. So nothing at the moment. Sniper, I know quite a bit about Amazon. Would the mentorship suit me for unique bundles? No, Sniper. If you want something specifically on unique bundles, drop me. There's a link in my bio specifically to get mentoring about unique bundles, which I do separately. What percentage of revenue can you take as profit? I just pay myself £3 grand a month. Yeah, Evan. I mean, I think like 65 quid. I think is reasonable. But I think like I don't want to charge that much more. But if like I get inundated, I probably will because I don't want that many people. Shorty boy, Atletico Real was yesterday, wasn't it? Who's tonight? Oh, no, that was yesterday, Shawnee boy. Oh, okay, right. The chat's going a bit too quick now. I'll go catch up. Right, where are we? What's the success rate with the first product, approximately? If you know what you're doing, it will be successful. Honestly. Do you follow DN? I don't know who DN is. Be Sleepy, apologies. I did get your call, but I haven't got round to it. Honestly, I've been had a family funeral this week and been sorting that out. So I've only really got back into things this morning. So I have seen, and your follow up I saw today. I will get back to you tomorrow. I promise you on that. Oh, you're watching it tonight, Shawnee boy. I won't tell you what happens then. Do you need to be experienced in wholesale? Yes, Sniper, yeah. So I never teach anyone unique bundles unless you know how to do wholesale. Because honestly, if you can't find the product, so if you're going to do, I'll always use Stanley. If you're going to do a Stanley unique bundle, if you can't source that product, it's a waste of time. So unless you can do wholesale effectively, I don't teach people unique bundles, if that makes sense. No, Evan, I just 3K on salary at the moment. What gross profit would you say is bad on a, for example, 5K sales in a day? I would say anything under 450. Yeah, no worries, BC, no worries. Ah, Shawnee boy, are you in? Where are you? Are you in? I'm guessing you're not in Leicester. Yes, I'd say in the mentoring that I've been talking about, Sniper, I teach wholesale. But if you want unique bundle mentoring, I'll teach that completely separately, and that'll be one-to-one. But if you want to talk through that, there's a link in my bio. It will give you the opportunity to then book a free call to talk through unique bundle mentoring with me for half an hour, no cost to you. And then if it's something that you want to go ahead with, we can go ahead with it then. No, I don't teach private label because I don't class myself as an expert in that yet. Sniper, yeah. I mean, if you desperately want to do wholesale by yourself, one-to-one with me, I'll think about it. Just drop me a DM. But it will likely be more than that, than £1,000 because it's one-to-one, and I'm trying to do less one-to-one and more 1-to-5 because I don't want to become one of those Amazon sellers who spends more time mentoring than they do actually run the Amazon business. So I see loads of people just pushing mentoring, and that's fine. But I don't want to be one of those people who actually spends 3 or 4 days a week mentoring, 1 day a week running Amazon. I want to spend 4 days a week running Amazon, or 4.5 days, and then half a day mentoring, if that makes sense. Because otherwise I become one of those idiots who I always frown upon. Yeah, sure, Sniper. Drop me a message. Yeah, YG. I think like if you're doing 5K, if you're doing sub 10%, I would say that's a little bit low. But it depends on it. Honestly, like I would say on 5K, I would say that's low. If you're going to be doing huge volume, so let's say you're doing 3 to no, it's probably even more than that. No, if you're doing 5 to 10K and you're only doing 450 in gross, I'd say it's a bit low. It's a little bit low. It's just like, why do you? I mean, I'm very much of the, and there's nothing wrong with it. But my mantra is I'd rather send in fewer products, have a higher margin, but still have the same amount of profit, but I don't have to send so much in. If that makes sense. So I'd rather make 500 quid gross profit on 1,500 quid sales rather than doing £5,000 in sales and make 500 quid profit, if that makes sense. Steph, yeah, there's a link in my bio if you want mentoring for wholesale. I do group mentoring for 5 people. There's 1 spot left, hopefully for March. If you want to get in on that, there's a link in my bio to sign up. You'll be taken to a landing page. You'll fill in your details, and then once I get that 1 more person in, I'll send out the payment links, and then away we go. KY, best business model to start off with in the long run. Others advise not to start with PL, even though it's most profitable. I would agree. Don't start with private label. If you're starting from little to no knowledge, start with secondhand books. That's how I started. Your risk is going to be minimal, and there's a much better opportunity for you to be successful doing books to start with and understanding the ropes that are low risk and low cost. And then you can move into something like wholesale or private label further down the line. I'm doing private label, so do you think your mentoring could help with getting me on my feet with sales? Probably not, Guthrie. If you're doing private label already, I don't see why you, unless you want to start doing wholesale as well, why you would look to do wholesale mentoring alongside private label selling, if that makes sense. Is wholesale hard? Finding the suppliers is hard, Sniper. So finding the product opportunities is easy once you know what you're doing. But finding the suppliers and building a relationship with, whether it be a brand or a distributor, and having that conversation and how to have that conversation to find the supplier for the products that you found opportunities for is way harder. So your problem is the fact that you have to send in so many stock. No. That's not the problem. I just rather send in stuff where just rather send in less. It's just going to cost less as a no-brainer. And also then, if you've got higher margin products, the reality is you've got less competition. Pradeep, wholesale if you're doing first time. N, how you doing? Jack's £1,000. Louis, don't want to be busy, fool. Obviously, I'm not sending it in, but I just rather, particularly if you're doing wholesale. In my eyes, it's better to find products where you make more margin and you sell less of them because there's going to be less competition than finding a product where you make 60p a unit and you have to sell 800 of them a month. And the likelihood is you've got to run a repricer on it because there's so many idiots jumping on the wholesale listing, dropping prices left, right, and centre, and you've got a million people on the listing. Whereas most of the wholesale listings that I'm on, there's sub 5 people on them, and they're not idiots. If that makes sense. Flacos, yes, there's plenty. Okay, well, I've been selling on Amazon about 4 years. I've also my previous job, I managed the biggest account on Amazon in Europe, so I know Amazon very well. That's something I've seen common in the beauty category. Yeah, and that's the thing. So kind of, I don't sell anything in beauty anymore. When I was doing wholesale, when I started, beauty was the easiest category to get wholesalers with. Still is, but there's just so many idiots in there, so I don't touch it. Product millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I mean, if I was a millionaire, would I have unpainted walls which are plastered and green carpet? Oh, sorry, green carpet over there. No. Steph, what's your price for group mentorship? It's £1,000. When you left your job for Amazon, how much did you take per month? So when I left, I didn't actually pay myself anything. So yeah, when I left, I didn't actually pay myself anything. It wasn't until probably about 4 or 5 months later that I started paying myself. But yeah, I pay myself £3,000 a month now. Tate, I don't do a huge amount of reverse sourcing. Although I will say I did do probably 3 hours reverse sourcing this morning. Basically, I've got a distributor for a few. They sell some pretty big brands, but I was going through every product in their catalogue line by line this morning and going about it that way. Follow to inspire. What was your last salary when you worked? Just under 6 figures. T1002, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. $9J, how many products did you launch before you succeeded, or did you succeed with the first product? So the first wholesale product I sold was wheel cleaner, and yeah, it was a success. But what you got to remember in 9J is I tested that. So they came in like a box of 12. I sold through the 12. The test worked well. I then ordered 12 boxes of 12, so I did 144. They all sold. I think I ordered another box of 144. And then Amazon jumped on the listing, or I saw them come on and I was like, I'm not going to sell this product anymore. Does it matter? Yeah, I can help. There's a link in my bio. How many live aces do you currently have? 40? 45? How do I learn more? YouTube is very good. Flacos, you have all that revenue. Is 3K take home a low amount you take home for your store, you would say. Yes. Yeah. But I mean, I look at it as 3K pays the bills, does what my household needs to with that money. The rest stays in the business. Does it matter? Yeah, so I sell in the UK and the US. I mean, the US is obviously is 10 times bigger. Don't think it's freezing. What we're looking at? No, stream elements is showing me as 60 frames a second, 6,000 kilobyte bit rate, so it should be fine. Right, where are we? Sniper Cross. Are unique bundles branded products mixed with non-branded edition? Yes and no. What is your experience with VA and sourcing? A pretty negative experience with VAs, if I'm honest. What's the most units you sent for one ASIN? 3,000? John, I've probably got about 40 to 60 ASINs, something like that. Bigger wholesales or just bigger Amazon market cap? Both. Mateo, how much of that revenue is net profit as a percentage of? I couldn't tell you net. Gross profit is probably about 30%. Hamza, I think I covered that already. What happens regarding taxes, etc., on sales on Amazon US? Well, they take sales tax at point of sale. For that one ASIN, what were the monthly estimated sales? I mean, I'd sell through 3,000 in a month at, well, I'll tell you, it was $12.99 I was selling it at, times 3,000, so 38,000. Youngest age you'd recommend to start Amazon? 14, 15, if you can. Doesn't matter, easy to get going in the US and the UK? No. UK is easy. I could start in the UK in 10 minutes, frankly. Did you share listings with this distributor? Just sourcing. Yes, Callum. Yeah, they are on a few. They are on a few. John, what's the slowest selling ASIN per month? Probably sell 30 units a month. Don't really run ads on it because that one's wholesale. When you started, did you have a mentor? No, I taught myself. If you were in my place, how much would you pay to learn Amazon FBA? I think, and this is very much an individual preference. I've got to stop playing with this lip balm, otherwise TikTok going to do my head in. You've got to make the decision as to whether the person that you want to pay money to knows what they're actually talking about and is going to get you to the point that you want to get to. I think that's the bit that you have to think about. I think if it was me, and let's say I hadn't done Amazon at all, and I was in my old 9 to 5, I'd probably pay £1,000, a couple of £1,000, if the person was sort of where I want to get to, if that makes sense. Oh, Hamza, I don't touch seller amp, so I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, obviously you're not allowed to start until you're 18, but you can also get your parents to sign up. Assume the revenue you're then having to pay UK tax. Oh, yeah, of course, Gaffin, yeah. So all the revenue eventually comes back into my UK bank. But, yeah, I obviously have to pay tax, etc. Any good wholesalers you know in beauty? Just don't sell in beauty, if I'm honest. How would you manage this if you're still in your full-time PAYE? I did it for 2.5 years part-time. So I would do 7:30 till 11 o'clock most evenings. How to find suppliers? Go to the brand. Yeah, YG, to your point, it does come down to your overheads, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, of course I take 10% on 100k sales per day. It's just a lot more effort. Yeah, the Kevins do private label, exactly. Hang on, where are we? What are your main sourcing methods? So my main sourcing method is I find the product using helium-10 and the filters on helium-10, and then I'll find the supplier off the back of it. What do you think about line arbitrage? Not really a fan. Had any inauthentic complaints or anything with wholesale? No, not really. Most complaints are pretty easy to get removed. I saw a clip where you said you wouldn't continue your education. Do you still have mentorship? Yes, I still offer that. Gavin, no, the margins on the US are still as good as the US. Sorry, the US is still as good as the UK. Callum, potentially it could be there, but I'd approach them. Yeah, true, YG, true. But then, if you can have, just my view is, I'd rather sell less product at a higher margin than more product at a lower margin. That's just my preference. So, thoughts on section 13s or section 3s? I don't even know what section 13 is. Ellis, yes, 10k is comfortably enough to start with. Right, let's see the other channels, how we're doing. YouTube, we've got nobody. Twitch, we've got nobody. X, we've got 12 views. Instagram, still none. J Hep, tell us how you started Amazon FBA. So, it was March 2020 or February 2020. My team got made redundant from the role that I was in. I then downloaded TikTok, saw Jack from Jack's Amazon's Club talking about how he does Amazon FBA. I thought, well, you know what? Surely I can do that. Because I think Jack was about 17, 18 at the time, and obviously I was in my mid-30s at the time. I thought, oh, surely I can. If he can do it, I can do it. So started looking into it. Initially started with a private label, but didn't actually get anywhere. Never ordered any samples or anything. Then decided, you know what, I'm going to go at a lower price point entry. So started seeing people talking about secondhand books. I started with secondhand books. Did secondhand books for probably 3 to 6 months. Sold a couple hundred books, made a few £1,000s profit. Then taught myself how to do wholesale. Did wholesale, then started dipping my toe into unique bundles and private label, and then here we are. Doesn't matter. Thoughts on section 3s? Yeah, section 3s are going to be annoying, but there's nothing, like, you can usually get around them. Obviously, if you get hard gated, there's nothing you can do about it. Opinions on the electronics category? You're going to get a lot of returns. Have you heard of Alex Amazons, by the way? Depends what his username is, John. What category would you recommend to start in for wholesale? Whatever makes margin. Mateo, I don't really look at ROI, but if I had to look at ROI, it would probably be 40%. Atil, yeah, they might do. Does it match £1,000? Around 10k liquid, not too sure how I should start. Ellis, yeah, I mean 10,000. You got comfortably, like, you've probably got £9,000 more than you need to start with. So honestly, Ellis, if you've got no knowledge on Amazon, start with secondhand books. I've got an ebook in my bio. I think it's 10 or 15 quid, which I wrote myself on how to start with secondhand books, which is 16 pages, which will tell you how to start from setting up your business bank account, your limited company, and your Amazon account, all the way through to sending your first shipment in, and all the bits in between in terms of how to start with secondhand books. That's honestly how I would start. Mateo, you're always scaling? Yes, trying to. Follow to inspire. How do I create a unique bundle listing? Just go on to add products, and then away you go from there. Did you read any books at the start? No. What's the scope of what you cover on your mentoring? Pretty much everything. So from setting up your business bank account and your limited company and your Amazon seller account, to how to source, different methods of sourcing, how to do product analysis, how to find suppliers, how to talk to suppliers, how to send in shipments, and all the bits in between. Salt Bay burner, I'd say 500 quid. What was your wholesale workflow? Finding supplier, going through SellerAmp SaaS. I don't have any sourcing software as it will be. I don't have SellerAmp. I don't have Buybot Pro. I do it all manually the way I've got Keeper and Helium 10. That's all I've got. But my way is I'll use Helium 10 to find the product opportunities, analyze it using Keeper, and then I'll go and find the supplier. Do you know how to submit compliance docs on Amazon? Depends what compliance is for. Is a pricier mentorship better? Sometimes. Your price is great, so what sets them apart? I mean, the Kevins do private label, so I do wholesale, so it's a different model. But I mean, the Kevins are another level to me completely. I mean, they're rolling around in Lamborghinis and Ferraris. I'm not there. That's goals to aim for sure. Oh my god, the questions are coming in thick and fast now. Mackie, no, I don't do private label. Sniper, find a product, then find a wholesaler. Yeah, find a product first. Ellis, what do you mean when you say progress into a mentorship? Patent infringement issue. You got to prove that your patent doesn't infringe on it. Can you show us Helium 10 to source? I won't be able to do it now because I'd have to set that up. But I can do a video on it. I can do a lot. I mean, follow to inspire. Like I could do a YouTube vid on it if you want me to do that. How are you able to source? What do you mean, Christian? What do you mean specifically around how am I able to source? I don't be a bit more specific on the question. Yeah, follow to inspire. I can do that. Right, Ellis, what was your question? If I start with revise second-hand books. Yes, yeah, absolutely, Ellis. Yeah, because I mean, Ellis, you can start my mentorship with no knowledge whatsoever. But yeah, if you want to start a bit further down the line, you can obviously do that as well. What would it take to consistently hit 100k every month? Lots of sales and a lot of effort. 9J, I've no idea about what Kevin's course entails. Absolutely no idea. So I can't really comment. Big Vital, how you doing? Christian, go to the brand directly. Drop me a DM on here, Ellis. Just drop me a DM on TikTok. We'll see if anyone's DM'd me this evening. Yep, we've got a bunch of questions. Who's Mr. Popo? Has direct messaged me. Lily, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Ellis, thank you for the follow. Matteo, what was your question before? Well, I mean, let's break it down. So if you want to hit 100k, was it 100k in sales? Yeah. So if you want to hit 100k in sales per month, you've got to be probably spending about 35 to 40,000 pounds a month on stock, because that's roughly how it works. So if you take Amazon, take about 35%, your cost of goods is about 35%, and then your profit is the bit in between. So let's lowball it. You're spending £30,000 a month just to make those sales numbers. So you've got to be able to turn over that amount per month and make that much profit for the next month so you can spend it again. That's the first port of call. But yeah, you've got to have decent products. You've got to have decent suppliers. You've got to have suppliers who can supply you a lot of stock on a regular basis, so that you're not going to miss a beat, as it would be. Taylor, can you easily make £1,000 a week? No, you can't easily. There's nothing easy about Amazon FBA. People will say, "Oh yeah, Amazon's easy." It's not. Amazon is a get rich slow scheme. You're not going to get rich quick. There's nothing easy about it at all. But I'm full time on it now, so I do 6-7 hours every day on it. But when I was doing it part time alongside my full time job, I was doing probably 7:30 till 11, 7 nights a week. 54. No, I do wholesale, unique bundles, and private label. No OA. Don't do any OA. Not a fan of OA. Let's see what the Man United score is. Oh my word, it's 1-1. What does your 6-7 hours look like? What do you do? So most of that today was probably sourcing. I probably spent 3-4 hours sourcing today. I spent an hour and a half doing some shipment plans. Yeah, that's a fairly normal day. Why am I not a fan of OA? Because you have to move on products every single time. So with OA, you're buying from online retailers and you'll buy a quantity. So you'll buy 10, 15 of them, or as many as you can, but you're never going to be able to replenish that product. And that's what I don't like about OA. I like with wholesale and unique bundles, I can just replenish stuff that's working. What have you done this week for the business, Sniper? So Sniper, this week's been a bit all over the place because I've had a family funeral, so I haven't done a huge amount this week, if I'm honest. So Tuesday and yesterday, I really didn't do a lot at all. This week, I've done 1, 2, 3 shipments into Amazon. I've done probably 6-7 hours of manual sourcing, and that's probably it, if I'm honest. How would you recommend going about trying to become a stockist? Ooh, that's a good question, Callum. So it depends what niche, Callum. And obviously, I know what niche you're talking about, and if you're talking about the same one that we've discussed previously. So you've got to give them a really good reason as to why you should become one of their stockists. So you've got to give them ideally a sales forecast around what you could potentially sell for them. Would be a first port of call. And what over and above that you're going to go and give them as a brand over me, for example. Alex, I do a little bit of private label. Did you find any products today? I found one, Sniper. I'll tell you what. I won't tell you the product, but I'll tell you the numbers. It was so buy price of £45, sale price of £110. I make about £20 profit per unit. It only sells about 10 per month. There's only one seller on there with a small amount of stock. I estimate I can probably sell 2 to 5 a month. So let's lowball it. I could make 40 quid a month profit from it if it stays as it is. But I thought, yeah, I'll test that. I'll order 5 and see how we go. And that's honestly what I found today. How do you deal with returns in the USA? They go in the bin. The difference in your Q4 is crazy. Yeah, Louis. Yeah. I mean, most of my products aren't like, what's the word? Christmas specific, if that makes sense. They sell all year round. But clearly the US just love those products in the run up to Christmas. How can you trust wholesalers? Do you do diligence on them? I've heard once you know how to source, there's always leads. Yeah, in theory. Sniper, don't worry about it. It's all good. Just seeing, yeah, it's my full-time job. What's your long-term goal with Amazon before you quit? $1 million profit. Well, I mean, let's say 5 years is the long-term goal. What's my goal in 5 years? Yeah, I think you can probably get to maybe 5 million in revenue and do $1 million in profit. That's probably a good one. Good point to start. What business model do you suggest beginners start with? Secondhand books. Yeah, Callum, no worries, no worries. John P. What do you mean evergreen? What was your question, John? Bamister, thank you for the follow. Louis, how's your sales looking like for March thus far? Sarov, margins on that is about 30%, 25-30%, something like that. I'm going to keep checking the Man United score. Yeah, John. Yeah, very good. Yeah, absolutely. Stuff that sells all year round. Absolutely, that's what I want to focus on. I don't mind selling the odd thing that sells in like a short window, for example. Do you have more free time? Yeah, way more free time. Do suppliers send direct to Amazon warehouse? Some do, yes. Sniper, favorite category for wholesale? Probably grocery. What's the minimum gross margin you target? Pradeep, for wholesale, 15%. Unique bundles, probably 25%. Average margins to expect. Like that. So sorry, I'm going to be brutally honest. I mean, you can't expect to get any margins if you don't put any effort in. And it depends what model of Amazon you're doing. Amazon is not. It's a lot of hard work. You can't expect to get any margins or even average margins if you don't put the work in. But my average margin on those numbers is about 25 to 30%. Travis, match betting. Yeah, I did a lot of match betting in sort of 2016 to 2019. About 2.5 years I did it for. I started with. Oh, I'm gonna have to actually search it up. I can't even remember what it was now. Match betting. Just type in match betting, see what comes up. Odds Monkey. So I used Odds Monkey. Oh yeah, Odds Monkey was really good. Mike Crookshank. That's who I started with. Yeah, that's who I started with, Mike Crookshank. But yeah, then I did Odds Monkey, and then I did it myself after that. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Odds Monkey. Odds Monkey, really good, really good. I rinsed all the bookies, did all of the bookies, and then moved into high ticket. What's the word? The high risk casino. I moved, and I was, for the last year I was just doing high risk casino. 25 to 30% before tax. Yeah. 25% is high at 400k. Yeah, reasonably. Yes, John, I would absolutely agree with that. Like, dive in, but don't take risks. Like, spread your risk as much as you can, ideally. Like, I definitely agree with just diving in and figure it out, because that's the best way to learn. But just spread your risk as much as possible. I've just realised I haven't got my lights on. I bought some new lights. So let's turn some lights on. Right, there's one. Where's the other one? I've hidden the cables away. Where's my cable gone? Literally, where has my cable gone? There we go. Now you can see me a bit better. Whew, that is bright. Yeah, that's too bright. We need to turn that down. Right, let's turn that one down. that's better. Travis, honestly, match betting is... Right, we can take that off now. Warm enough. Match betting is an easy way to make money very, very quickly. Like, if you've got, say, £500 to £1,000, you can easily make £1,000 in your first month. Easily. Like, easily. What multiple can you get when selling at your level? What do you mean, multiple, Sarah? What's match betting, where you basically utilise the bookmaker offers. So let's say if Paddy Power have this week, bet £10 on tomorrow's Gold Cup and get a £10 free bet on the football of the weekend. You bet on Galopin de Champs to win tomorrow, and then on an exchange, which is like think of it like a stock market for football. You basically bet on Galopin de Champs to not win, and on a £10 bet you'd probably lose 30p, something like that. And then you get the £10 free bet, but it's with the free bet money. So on the £10 free bet, you should make £7 profit, and you just keep rinsing and repeating that. Sarah, yeah, that's comfortably enough to start Amazon FBA if you've got $250,000. Shuya Tontan, what are you selling? All sorts. Oh, Sarov, I don't actually know, if I'm honest. How much do I need to start FBA? Depends which model you're doing, Dylan. You make 400k a year in sales, yeah? Ski, I think I said don't look at beauty, and don't look at beauty wholesalers. Try and go direct to the brand and find their distributors. Flipping cars, honestly, match betting, once you know what you're doing, is really easy. It's really, really easy. And people like Odds Monkey, which is, I don't even know. Well, let's have a look. How much is Odds Monkey now? See how much Odds Monkey is a month. Pricing. Yes, 30 quid a month. I mean, you'll make your 30 quid back in your first offer. Travis, I'm not doing one-to-one unless you're willing to pay a little bit more, because I just don't want to have that many people doing one-to-one mentoring anymore, because I don't want it to take up too much of my time. But drop me a DM and we can talk through something. Yeah, flipping cars, just go on to oddsmonkey.com. So oddsmonkey.com. Go on that website. What made me stop doing match betting, Travis? I got banned from all the bookmakers, and it coincided when I started looking at Amazon. It honestly coincided when I started looking at Amazon, and at the time I had a bankroll of about 25k doing match betting, so I was doing deposit 200, get say 50 free, spin through 4,000-5,000, and it's just a lot of effort, and yeah. Reese, I've no idea what you said there. Bro, no shot you make 400k in 10 days. I don't even... What does that mean? What type of products do you look to sell? Anything that makes money. If you lose buy box, you lose all your sales and listings. No, you don't lose your listings. Yeah, 54, exactly. Match betting, you rinse what you can until you get banned. Although... you can start doing it for other people, 54. So I did it for other people. So I would take 75%, and I did it for other people as well. So I had multiple laptops, multiple phones, etc. How much did you start with match betting? I think I started with 200. I made 25 grand in 2.5 years. Reese, I just don't understand how you phrased what you said. Bro, no shot you make 400k into... I don't understand what that means, Reese. I'm clearly too old. 54 VPN. No, just different IP addresses. Ah, Callum. Okay, no shot means no chance. Well, Reese, I did. I mean, Reese, look. I'll refresh it just for you, Reese. Right, where are we? So, hang on. I'll go last 12 months. There you go. There's my Amazon sales. Last 473. Look. Refresh. Oh. Refresh. Refresh. So, it's me. Have you invested in different avenues? Not really, Matteo. What does corp tax and tax in general look like for a 400? Don't know, John. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see when my year end comes up. How many products have I got listed? 40 to 60, something like that. Heisenberg, 500 quid. Do you have these products in hand? No, I haven't got any of my products here. Oh no, I've got one private label product in the corner. Do you recommend to have insurance to sell on Amazon? Yes. Can you point me in the direction to find a supplier? Go to the brand directly. Can you start with nothing? No. Matteo, no. Got my own warehouse with a team. 54, yeah, you can. Yeah, 1.5k is more than enough to start with. I mean, with 1.5k, you're not going to be able to pay yourself anything. You wouldn't be able to pay yourself anything, but it's just a case of reinvesting it. So, how quick would you expect to grow starting with that? So let's say you spent the whole £1,500 and you sold all through all of it. You should be able to make 4,500 in sales roughly in the first month, if you did it all really quickly, and you sold it all. Then you got 4.5k in revenue, and then you've obviously got probably about 1,500 quid in profit if you did it all right. So in theory you could. Flipping cars, I dabbled in trading, but I've got no idea what I'm doing with trading, if I'm honest. Literally no idea. I trade. I do a bit of meme coin trading, but that's about it. How much you need to buy for the brand to allow you to buy? Depends what the brand is. If it's Procter & Gamble, who I used to manage, $250,000 a month. Lexir, second-hand books. Yeah, 54. That's a good plan. Did you personally teach everyone in your warehouse how to prep? Yes. Yeah. So I will quite happily go and do a day in the warehouse. Like, quite happily. Do you have any tutorials on how to get started? I've got a ebook in my link in my bio on how to start with second-hand books. Follow to Inspire. No, I used to manage their Amazon account. So I worked at an agency who managed Procter & Gamble's Amazon account, and I managed their Germany business. Yeah, Sniper thing. Yeah. So I worked at an agency. We managed, as an agency, 7 of the top 12 vendors on Amazon. So when I say top, as in sales volume. So I was like an account manager there. I had a team of 5. We looked after Procter & Gamble Germany. Where we looked after 1,250 ASINs. We did just under 300 million in revenue in 2022 when I was there. No worries, Callum. Good to have you here as always, my friend. How many workers do you have? Why don't you choose a prep center? We've got 1.5. I just like the fact that so we used to run the prep center. I mean, we still technically do run our own prep center, but we're looking at scaling the prep center back because it's just more hassle than it's worth at the moment. So we're just going to continue just prepping our own products. My thinking is that I'm struggling to find how I could provide any value that others can't to a brand. So it's thinking outside the box, 50. Like, what's the brand's goals and aspirations? If they have got no presence on Amazon, giving them another sales channel and then giving them the ability to almost manage it with them, there's an opportunity. Flipping cars, what's mental? Grab your trolley. Yes, get on the books. Absolutely. Why have a prep center when you can use your home? I haven't got enough room. Like the amount of stock that we've got coming in and out sometimes. Like, if I think, what was the At one point, we had like 5 pallets of stuff just for my products come in. And I'm like, I ain't got room in my house for that. How much you pay the people in your warehouse? Like 12 quid an hour, and they work full time. So they do 40 hours a week. Right, let's check the other channels. No one on Instagram still. 12 views on X. We got anyone on? No one on Twitch. No one on YouTube. And we've got all of you guys in TikTok. You working for the firm, you must have some good contacts from that. Yeah, to a certain degree, but like no one specifically at the brand. Because like, I mean, I'm not going to go and get a Procter & Gamble account. You need... to get a Procter & Gamble account, you need to spend $250,000 a month with them. No, I haven't got that. Well, technically, I do have that capability, but I'm not going to even risk doing that. YG, what's your average margin? Let's have a look. I'll tell you what my average margin is on those numbers. I've just got to get seller board loaded up. Right. So average margin month to date. Oh, sorry, month to date is 26.27% margin, ROI of 56%. Does that help? Do you offer mentoring for the wholesale model? Yes, I do 50. There's a link in my bio for that. Who and how you used to manage Amazon PC? So we had a team within P&G. So, within P&G, within the agency. So I managed basically what's on the listing, so the images, the worded content, the pricing, the promotions, the discounts, the variations, all of that stuff. And then we had a whole nother team who just managed PPC, so they did that. Where are you based in the UK? Where do you think, with my very nonchalant non-accent I have? In the south. Steve, thank you for the follow. Night Shifter, thank you for the follow. Who is the biggest seller in the UK? I'm pretty sure Procter & Gamble are. Pretty sure Procter & Gamble. I'm not far from Surrey. I would probably say Procter & Gamble. Like, if you think we did... Germany was number 1 at the time, and we did about 27 million a month in revenue. And with wholesale, what's the minimum margin? 15% minimum. Do you know Sathi? No. Yeah, Sniper. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But like, it's Procter & Gamble. It's Pampers, Gillette, Braun, Oral-B, Aussie. Like, massive brands. No, it's not. But I could believe it. But it's like when you go and look at like Prime Day or Black Friday or the Black Friday week, and then you see the numbers, you're like, whoa. Then you're like, that's some big numbers. When it's doing like, I'm trying to think, like Pampers, we did like 60,000 units a month on one line. So then you see the POs and you're like, oh my days, that's a lot. Yeah, lot of money. Right, I'm enjoying myself so much. We're running out of time. We've got only got time for a little bit left because I've got to go and record a podcast, and I've got to be on that podcast at 9. So I'm going to say one more question. Unfortunately, we've run out of time today. Yeah, Sniper. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Yeah. Well, Sniper, I'll tell you what. Go and look at Loop earplugs. That's the insane one, because those earplugs are pence on Alibaba, and they're selling them for 25 quid. I reckon they're making $500,000 a month in profit. So, right, I'll go one more question, and then I've got to shoot because I've got to go and record a podcast for an hour and a half. Yeah, Sniper, honestly, go and look. No worries, Fred. I'm here every Thursday. Make sure you join. Make sure if you're not following me as well. If you're still listening, if you're one of the 24 live and not following, make sure you follow me. YG, I wouldn't expect that. Yeah. Matteo. Okay, yeah. There you go. What separates me from an average seller? Um, I've got probably better knowledge than 95% of sellers on Amazon, or should we say on social media. Um, I I'm older, so I've got that ability to talk with brands and distributors and folk high up quite easily because it's part of what I've done throughout my whole career anyway. Um, and also I'm lazy, so is what was it Bill Gates said, like always employ a lazy person because they'll figure out a better way to do things. And like because I'm lazy, I'll always try and find the easier way to get things done quicker, if that makes sense. Oh, your private label sell? Yeah, I do a little bit of private label. Also, you're never trying to sell a course. Yeah, flipping cars. Like, I mean, if people want mentoring, I'll tell them about it. But yeah, I'm not going to shove a course down people's throats because it's a waste of time in my eyes. Um, I'd rather just come on here for an hour and a half, talk to you lot, give away the information for free, and then if you do want mentoring, you can DM me and we can go from there. Right, thank you all. I'll be back next week. Kenny Oaks, thank you for the follow. I'll be back next week, 7:30 as always. Cheers, Shawnee boy, and everyone else who's been in the chat. We've had some really good questions today. I'll be back next week. Have a good rest of your week and have a good weekend. Hopefully, Salt Bay. What is my Insta? My Insta is FBA_Chris UK. You can drop me a DM on there if you want. I'll be back next Thursday. Have a good week. Hopefully, have some winners at Cheltenham tomorrow. If any of you are doing the horse racing, I'm off to watch a little bit.